Hi, I'm Heather. Welcome to class. Today we're going to work on postures that are suitable for when we're feeling unwell. And often when we do feel unwell, we feel like retreating, being quiet. So we're going to do some restorative poses using support. Before we begin, if you find this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. Hit the bell so you're notified when a new video is available. We'll start with a bolster running the length of the mat. If you don't have a bolster, you can roll up a quilt or some blankets so that it emulates a bolster. We sit for Adho Mukha Virasana, downward facing hero pose. If we take the knees a little wider than the hips, don't go any wider than the width of your mat, and the big toes touching. Make sure that the outer ankles are not kinking out to the sides. Can you squeeze the outer ankle bones in? And if the buttocks don't release down towards the heels because of the knees, then we can use a blanket between the buttocks and the thighs. I'll show. Sometimes it's helpful for those with knee problems to bring a blanket in behind the back of the knee, offering space not only in the knee joint but also between the buttocks and the heels. We still want the buttocks descending and the knees wide enough to accommodate the bolster. I will show another variation if the knees are really problematic where we can utilize 2 chairs. Draw the bolster between the knees so that when you come forward, the upper abdomen and the chest are supported on your bolster. And you may like to rest the forehead on the hands or a folded blanket so that you're keeping your head straight. Alternatively, you could drape the arms onto the floor and turn your head in one direction. So the side of the head is resting on your support. Ideally, the back of the hips are descending, buttock flesh descending, tailbone descending, rather than having the buttocks up high. So if your knees don't like bending so much, follow along to the picture I insert up in the corner. As we settle and rest, allow that feeling of support underneath the sternum and notice then the broadening of the upper back and the space between the shoulder blades. When we use support in these poses, we want to allow for the body to really rest into the support. Letting go of the shoulders, letting go through the hips, the knees, thighs, groins, and observing the quality of your breath. If you have your head turned in one direction, now turn it to the opposite side. And again, relax your shoulders. Once more, notice the hips, the thighs, the knees. Can you let go there? Allow the spinal muscles to broaden. Keeping the shoulders relaxed. Slowly, let's prepare to come up and out of the pose. Raise the head, press into the hands, walk your hands in closer to the knees to come out of the pose. Now we'll move on to reclined simple cross legs. We'll utilize the bolster lengthways underneath our back as we lie down. And I will suggest, if you know that you're at the stage where you've got a tickly throat and you lie on your back and the cough reflex kicks in, it can be worthwhile elevating the top end of your bolster somewhat by placing a flat block underneath the top half of your bolster where the head will be. Blanket for the head, so the back of the neck is supported, which can help soften the throat. We sit on the floor in front of our bolster, simple cross legs, and we could use a blanket if we unfolded, rolled it up. We've got a long roll. We pull that into the shins and around the outer hips to offer the outer thighs some support. As we lie back, we draw the buttock flesh towards the shins. We may reinforce that support of the blanket underneath the outer hips. And then when we lie back, we feel, have we lengthened our lower back enough that we can be comfortable here? Do we need to draw the buttock flesh more towards the shins? So you can use your hands to do that. Slide the buttock flesh towards the shins. And then feel your lower back, your spinal muscles settle onto your support and have that blanket there under your neck. Turn the palms up. Allow the shoulders to release down. Feel the arms draping down and allow yourself to settle and relax onto the bolster. We take some time to allow the body to rest and we tune into the breath. These slow, quiet, restorative poses give us the opportunity to tune within and to become more aware of our breath. And in that awareness, perhaps we can lengthen the breath somewhat. Smooth, steady inhalation. Smooth, steady exhalation. Now we're going to swap the cross of the legs. Let's bring ourselves upright, press into the hands to sit up, swap the cross of the shins, and again pull the blanket against the shins, tuck it in underneath the outer hips, lean into your hands. As you lie back, draw the buttock flesh towards the shins, reinforce that support the blanket offers underneath your outer thighs and hips. And once more, as you settle onto your bolster, see that the lower back feels long and broad. Drape the arms down, shoulders, arms all relaxed, and the hips and legs also relaxed. You can close your eyes and tune in to your breath. When we close our eyes, we allow ourselves to retreat from the world. We're tuning in with more awareness to our breath. Smooth, steady inhalation. Slow, steady exhalation. Facial muscles soft. Feel into your neck and throat. Ideally, your neck is supported with your blanket and the throat can soften. Now, as we prepare to come to sit up, press the hands into the floor next to your hips and raise yourself up. We'll move on to simple cross legs forward bend. Sit up on a folded blanket, and if your hips feel particularly stiff, particularly if the knees are higher, a lot higher than the root of the thigh, it's definitely worthwhile using more height to sit on. It will make it easier for you to come forward. We can either use a chair in front of us to stretch forward onto, or we can use a bolster. We can cross the forearms and rest the forehead on the forearms as we come forward to our chair. And we want to ensure that we're feeling relaxed, that we can relax here. There may be a stretch sensation in the hips. However, we're not striving. Before, when we were lying back over the bolster, we were feeling the expanse of the chest. Now we're feeling more the broadening of the back body. See if you can feel your breath in the back ribs, and consciously slow and steady your breath. Now, without disturbing yourself too much, come to sitting and swap the cross of your legs, opposite shin in front. Again, we'll come forward to our chair, or if you're using a bolster, come forward to your bolster. And once more, draw the forehead down, have the forehead resting on whether it's your forearms or on the seat or on the bolster. So that gentle pressure on the forehead has a quietening effect on the brain. And then observe your breath. Consciously slow and steady your breath. Slowly raise your head up and come to sit. We'll now do supported Uttanasana using a chair and a bolster on the seat of the chair. And as we stand, take the feet as wide as the mat. Lean forward, take the arms forward so that the armpit chest is long, and rest your forehead down. See that where you place your feet is such that the ankles are vertically under the hips. And if you feel tight in the hamstrings or in the lower back, you could potentially come in closer and use the very top of your chair seat. Feel here that the armpit chest is long. We're creating more space for the breath, and that the forehead is resting once more. Smooth, steady breathing. And we'll slowly come up and out of the pose. Raise the head up, raise the torso up, and come up to stand. Now we'll move on to supported Bharadvajasana, which is a spinal twist. Have your bolster running lengthways along the mat and take your right thigh at a right angle to your bolster with the feet off to your left. Keep the outer left hip descending. Twist to your bolster, so you're twisting away from the feet, turning towards your right, and bring your chest down onto the bolster. Turn your head so you're looking the same direction as the knees and find support there. Rest the shoulders, relax the arms, and allow this outer left hip to descend. Then observe the broadening of the back body. Observe particularly the broadening of the left side of the back, the left back waist, the left back chest. And breathe into those spaces. Let's slowly come up, press into the hands, raise the torso up, and we'll swap sides. We place the bolster at a right angle to our left thigh. The feet are off to the right side. Keep the outer right hip descending as you turn to the bolster. Place your chest on the bolster. Turn your head so you're looking the same direction as your knees, and relax the arms. Allow the body to rest on the bolster and feel that outer right hip descend away from the waist. Again, feel into the broadening of the back body, particularly the broadening of the right side back waist and back chest. Smooth, steady breathing. And let's come up. Press into the hands. Slowly make your way up. Come out of the pose. As we finish, we're going to do a prone Savasana, meaning face down. Sometimes when we're unwell and we've got that tickly throat, the sore throat, we lie on our back and the cough reflex kicks in, and it can be very uncomfortable. We'll try today lying on our front. We've got a bolster, a couple of folded blankets, and another blanket for our forehead. When we come forward, place the upper thighs and pelvis on your blankets and your upper abdomen on your bolster. Then bring this blanket underneath your forehead and have the arms set out at a right angle to the sides. But see that the toes are turned in and the inner thighs rolling up towards the ceiling. But then relax the legs, relax the buttocks. You want the feeling of the back waist lengthening, the buttock flesh moving down towards the back of the knees as you rest. We want to feel that we can relax here. Make sure your setup and the use of the props is suitable so that you do feel you can rest. You can stay in this prone Savasana for as long as suits. And when you're ready to come out of the pose, slowly press into the hands, raise the head, raise the torso, and take yourself back into Adho Mukha Virasana for a moment before sitting up. Rest the forehead down, settle the hips back and down. And come to sit as you're ready. That's it for today. Thanks for joining me. For more in-depth teaching, check out the video library on my website, heatherkitchenyoga.com.au. The link is in the description box below.